Welcome to the Palace of Megapixels. This is Super Mega Crash Brothers Turbo!
My children have vanished. I don't know where they are.
Mr. Hamilton, I understand this must be very difficult for you.
I am this close to breaking.
You can't keep doing this shit to yourself, Dean.
These are my kids and their dad, and I will do anything to protect them. I'm past caring. You're gonna have to get through me to get to them.
Hello there.
He's the one who took my children, isn't he?
I'm convinced he is, yes. What I'm showing you will seem crazy, random, unconnected even, and I know you wish your wife was here, but I'm here to help you.
Why have they taken my kids?
Because their species is dying.
Aliens? Talking about little green men?
They're not always green.
Oh, you're so cute, aren't you?
So what can you tell us about the solar eclipse in just 2 days' time?
Sarah. I really need you right now. I mean, what do I possibly do in this situation?
Calm down. Relax. Put yourself in my shoes.
Time is ticking. Super Dad.
Have you seen two children?
Keep watching the skies. An eclipse is nearly upon us. And when it is,
Andy!
it's bye-bye, children.
Ruby!
Dean.
Sarah.
Sarah, your wife.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Super Mega Crash Brothers Turbo. I'm your host, Stephen White. With me, as always, my co-host, Lacey Finley.
Oh, happy Monday.
And this week, we are doing something a little bit different in the Palace of Megapixels. We have gathered together the writer, director, and cast members of the recently released FMV, The Dark Side of the Moon, to have a roundtable discussion about every facet of the game, as well as any behind-the-scenes stories we can get out of this lot.
All the dirt. I want all the dirt.
And what a lot we have. So let's introduce our panel. First up is a first-time performer who is making his debut in Dark Side of the Moon, playing the character Julian Cove. Please welcome Jordan Brown.
Hello. We all right?
Doing good, doing good.
Good.
Next up is an incredible multi-talented performer who can shift from playing, oh, wait a second. Oh my goodness, I got to cut that out because we don't have that guy.
Oh, we did write in. We did write it in. But you know what, though? He's here in spirit and we love him and we're going to talk about
Should I read it? Should I read it?
I think you should because
I gave him a pretty solid intro.
It was a great intro. I think we should. We've got to talk a lot about that guy.
So we're missing a guest. We thought we were going to have a guest. And you know what? We were going to give him a shout out anyway. So we're going to give him a shout out right now. We were going to have an incredible multi-talented performer who can shift from playing piano con brio to strumming frets on a ukulele, all with an eclectic energy and impressive footwork to entertain his audience. In his 2-decade career, he has performed across the globe, written music for all mediums, and now adds video game composition under his belt. We were going to welcome the boogie woogie piano man himself, Adam Press, but he is not here.
Unfortunately, he wants to be.
But he has an amazing score in the game, and we'll talk about that later on.
Absolutely.
Our next guest is no stranger to the FMV genre, appearing in such titles as Contradiction and The Shape-Shifting Detective. His role as Gideon in The Dark Side of the Moon marks his first role as a villain. Is that correct?
Yes. Well, certainly an FMV. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's a role you were born to play. If you're asking me, that's my opinion.
I'm evil.
I mean, you're just a damn good at it.
Oh, I see. Is this a compliment or not? I'm not sure about it.
It's a compliment. Trust me. It's a compliment of your performing skills.
Right.
Then you shall be spared. It's all fine.
Oh, good.
Awesome. Thank you. He can also be seen in the upcoming FMV project Dark Code, which he not only stars in, but is also co-writing and producing. Here he is, the man, the myth, the legend, Rupert Booth.
Hello. I'm too young to be a myth.
Well, it sounded good on paper.
It really did. Looks good.
And what can I say about our next guest that we already don't know? She's an amazing actress that can be seen in numerous film projects, but probably best known to this audience for her appearances in FMVs like The Shape-Shifting Detective and Contradiction. Often appearing alongside the aforementioned Mr. Booth, she brings a unique flair to each role she tackles. And her performance as Alex in The Dark Side of the Moon continues to showcase her incredible range and talent. Always a sight to behold. Please welcome our favorite Spanish-Irish chick, Anarosa Butler.
Goodness, what an intro. Oh, and Stephen with your accent, my goodness, I do declare.
Oh, wow.
I know, I'm getting that as well. It's a bit kind of old, isn't it? You know, it's well proper. This is right.
Taken back in time. My goodness, thank you so much.
Well, you're so welcome. I mean, I'm glad I can heat up the room.
Right?
And finally, the reason we're all here, he is a returning guest to the palace who stars in Dark Side of the Moon as Dean Hamilton, a man determined to find his two missing children, will go to the ends of the universe to do so. He is also the writer, producer, director, editor of this project, which is a feat I respect immensely because I have been there myself. And speaking to him before, you could just hear the passion he had for this project, and upon playing it, you can see the passion as well. Please welcome back to the pod, Darren Hall.
Oh, wow. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Oh, my God.
So, as we said, this was like a year ago, almost. I think we're just shy of a year.
Yeah, we had to look it up. Yeah.
Back in April of 2020, we were kind of in the midst of the pandemic starting and everything. And you kind of felt like you were on the cusp of getting it finished then. And it just took a little bit longer, and that's fine. That's fine. We all got, sidelined by this garbage.
But it's out now.
That's right. So I guess my question to follow up is was it the pandemic itself that kind of hindered it for another year, or were there other factors involved?
It was mainly the pandemic due to the homeschooling and things like that. Plus, I'm self-employed doing graphic design as well, as that's my job. That's my full-time job. So combine that with trying to homeschool as well. It was just a nightmare to find the time to be able to work on Dark Side. But the timing was perfect. Let's say that.
See, now I can relate to you even further now, because you have your 9 to 5 and you're trying to do these passion projects on the side, and trying to find that time is always a nightmare.
That's it. I've discovered as well that as a human being, I don't need to sleep anymore.
Finally reached that ultimate goal, huh? Just
literally 40 winks is all I need now. That's it. 40 seconds.
Yeah. Well, I've heard people do that napping throughout the day, right? Where you're supposed to do 20-minute naps every 3 to 4 hours, or supposedly you just feel great. I call BS, but I found it on the internet. So
no, I'm a fan of the nap, and Darren Hall, you are a fan of the nap, because every now and again,
afternoon naps.
I've been taking the afternoon nap from time to time myself. It's a good
They
thing.
are the best.
They are the best. It's part of the natural circadian rhythm of the body, I believe. So you should do it.
Oh, maybe
I've done it a fair few times myself.
There we go.
So I'm the only person in the group that doesn't take a nap. That's insane.
Oh, by the way, before I forget, the other half of Tennis Studios, my wife Lindsay, who plays Sarah, is also off camera. She's been pampered for Mother's Day at the moment and is laying there with a couple of slices of cucumber on her eyes.
Oh, look at her.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So it's Mother's Day over there today, eh?
It is.
Well, with her being trapped on the moon, she now needs a pamper with her being stuck on the moon for as long as she's been there.
Yeah, she's time, it was a bit much.
Want to say hi, Lynn?
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi, Lindsay.
Oh, I'm glad you made it out safely.
Yeah.
From the filming experience.
So I guess I have a general question for each and every one of you, and I guess hopefully this will kind of spur a larger conversation. How did each one of you get involved in the project? I guess that's what I want to know. So I guess, Darren, did you just like reach out to each one of them individually, or?
The idea, I think, I've mentioned this before, it was just because of my fascination with the unknown, the paranormal, the UFOs, aliens, all that stuff, the conspiracy theory stuff. I am a bit of a tinfoil hat wearing nerd when it comes to things like that. I've always enjoyed filmmaking. And after playing Contradiction, I just thought to myself, I would love to make something like this, an FMV game. I thought, well, hang on, I know how to make games and I know how to film, combine them both. That's where the idea initially started. I immediately fell in love with Rupert and Anarosa on artistic levels.
How do you not?
This is all so sudden.
Now you say, about you.
Yeah.
My heart's just been thrown out the window.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's all right. You're
yeah.
off camera. It's okay. Your wife's off camera, so that's all good.
I just thought, right, well, I would love to work with these two. So you don't get anywhere if you don't ask.
True.
So I asked, and the rest is history.
I remember actually, Rupert contacted me to say this man called Darren, he's involved in making an FMV game. And Rupert told me, he said, I don't know yet, but you might be contacted by Darren. I thought, oh, lovely. I mean, but at the same time, I wasn't going to go, Darren, why haven't you contacted me?
When you didn't even know you were supposed to be involved and you were like, hey.
I do remember that. I think to begin with, Daz wasn't sure if we'd be up for it or not, which amazed us because we're up for anything. I'm
going to write that down.
I've had it a few times. People are a bit nervous to approach me now and kind of go, oh, would you mind if, yeah.
You're down for anything, Rupert, but I still haven't made any money this year is all I'm saying.
But I like how you two got contacted, though. You two got contacted me, basically. It just kind of told me I had to be in it. He said, that's it, you're in it.
Well, that was it. That's basically the truth. The original idea was just, and I've mentioned this before, I am sure, it was literally just supposed to be a fun little project.
Yeah.
That was going to take a week to a month to complete and do, just for fun with friends.
Yeah.
And that changed very quickly as we started going along. It was never supposed to. Yeah.
Like I said, I had no choice. I remember turning up one day. You literally just passed me this camera and went, film, yes. And that was it. He kind of went, no, you go do your bits. What bits? I think it's all written down. Do that. All right.
Here, say words.
That happened, actually.
There is no script.
Speak towards this and do that. Okay, no, we'll do.
That's fantastic. So that was going to be one of my questions is like, was acting something that you were passionate about, or was Darren like, hey, but it looks like you just answered that, like, hey, come on over. But is that something you were interested in giving a shot?
I've always had an interest in doing different things like acting for one. People always say I was good at it by doing like different voices and being like the comedian side of doing things. Mm-hmm. And like I said, when Darren obviously came up and said, oh, I'm doing this, do you fancy giving it a go? I'll give it a go once. I will give anything a try once. So then it started, and here is the dark side of the moon. It's like, oh, wow.
I was going to say, a lovely cast to be a part of your first shot too, right?
Yeah.
There's so many great quotes coming out of this conversation as well so far. There's one from Rupert, I will do anything, and one from Jordan, I will give anything a go once.
Yes,
so,
I think you have your casting for your next project.
Oh God, we're all very silent now. We're all a bit shy today.
I was just gonna say, like, I think maybe we just talked too early, like for too long. Who knows? But since you piped up, Anarosa, let's talk about your character here, Alex with a Y, because now I know I'm more familiar with your work through FMVs, but this is a much different character than I've seen you in that. And it really shines through. So what was the process of really getting to the heart of discovering Alex with a Y and making her so lovely for us?
Well, thank you very much for those kind words. Those kind words. What am I, German? Range. No. So what happened was that Darren, contacted me through the Twitters, and he's like, I have a small part of Alex that I've just written in. I presume it was like a bolt-on, really. And then he sent me the script, and I thought, oh, well, that's cool, but we really didn't have any. The window is being closed because I speak really loudly. Comedy arm, I kid you not, just came out like this. And
some stranger shuts the
I'm really hoping it's my boyfriend and not like a really lovely thief. Like a very
a really polite thief. A gentleman thief.
Right. She seems busy. I should.
Yeah, I'm go back anyway. Darren sent me the script of Alex, but there wasn't really. We knew she was geeky and nerdy and a hacker, but we really didn't have any personality carved out. So when we got there, it was with the good work of Rupert Booth himself and Darren. I remember going to Rupert and going, I don't know what I'm doing. And Rupert just gave me a few pointers, and then we developed it. And then I came back to do some more reshoots. Not reshoots, actually. I came back to film some more.
We wrote some additional scenes, yeah.
We really fleshed it out. I think it was on the back of that I think Darren said, oh, maybe we've got something with Alex here.
Yeah, we did. I remember Rupert as well. We all said the same after we shot your first scene as Alex, and the first scene we did shoot was the one where she has the conversation with Dean at the computer. The first time Dean really gets to talk to her. And it was after that, which took about half a day to film. That it took quite a while, maybe longer. It took a while.
Oh my!
We did laugh a lot, though. We did.
There are so
we
many
did laugh
outtakes.
a hell of a lot. Yeah.
But it wasn't until afterwards where we thought, Rupert said, and we both all three of us really looked at each other and said, we knew we're all thinking the same thing. There's something to this character.
Yeah. I was thinking I was being fired. No.
Me and Rupert looking at each other. Yeah, let's get rid of her.
Rupert going behind your back here, like, by the way.
Yeah, but we knew.
I told her about
the feeling we have. You can feel it, can't you? You get like a gut reaction. You can feel something sometimes. And we just thought, yeah, I think there is potential with this character.
I genuinely felt like I really did fall in love with Alex. I mean, not to take away from any of the other characters I've played in other FMV games or in fact any other projects, but it was just. She's so distant, but yet so close to who I really am. I think if I knew anything about computers, which I don't,
I know that's.
I honestly, I was trying to reduce the resolution on a picture about 25 minutes ago today to send off to an audition. Could I? Could I not? I just went, send it off. And if it's too heavy, well, they can forget about me.
Right? Like this day and age, now we have to be producer and director ourselves. Come on.
Anarosa's when we were filming that first scene again with the computer, Dean and Alex, there was one moment, and I don't think I've told either you, Anarosa, or Rupert. I have told Jordan about this. There was one moment where I can't remember what line it was you were actually saying, but there was one moment where you're speaking to Dean, obviously, and I'm looking at you like this, and I got lost. Obviously, I'm thinking, oh, my next line is this. But after you'd finished saying your line, I was just. Yes.
It was the computer thing.
I totally forgot I was acting. I was just listening to you, thinking.
You were just watching. Really? Yeah.
It was so convincing.
It was a computer scene where Alex goes on like a rant about certain things, and you were just. Because the way she delivered the lines were unbelievable.
Just really put you in the moment.
There was, which we love this wonderful piece of improvisation as well. And I'm not sure, Rupert, if you and Anarosa had both planned this beforehand, but didn't tell me to get a natural reaction. But you know when you say the like sheep, meh.
No, that was.
No,
that wasn't in the scripts where she says like sheep, meh.
I was going to ask about that.
That was a genuine reaction of me. That was a completely genuine reaction. Yeah.
I give a special thanks to Rupert that day because what that man was doing, with not only filming angles, your knees. I don't know.
Tiny room. The only place the camera could be was wedged down behind the desk. I'm 6 foot tall. I'm so.
It was a shoebox room. It was tiny.
4 hours. Behind this desk, like looking over the top with
that was crammed to a wall.
I mean, I don't think it was until about 7 hours afterwards when we thought we could just put the camera on a tripod.
Yeah, and afterwards, naturally, of course, you think that.
Something tells me that you thought of it later on, maybe, Darren. Like, oh yeah, we had the tripod.
Laughing to myself throughout the filming. I shall tell him later.
Thought of it as well. So, you know.
Well, good job. Now that I know you did some behind the camera work there.
There was quite a while where Daz and I were working on it together, and he was expanding the script hugely. You know, Gideon was coming more into it, and Alex as well. Basically, both characters started out as cameos and became, you know, proper characters.
There is regarding that.
I was always filming because I did the same thing as Daz. My history is very much the same. When I was 19, I picked up a VHS camcorder and started making films. So I kind of know the basics. I can point the camera in the right direction and make sure it's. I'm no DOP, but I'm competent.
Yeah, Rupert shot that scene.
Apart from the scene on the stairs, which took us millions of times. If you looked at footage of that,
oh god,
even
now it's still. But,
no, sorry, it's not you. It's just the shots are shit.
It's.
I was gonna say you would think that would be a simple thing too, but you know, with the genre coming into it,
it's really not.
If you've got an unstudied,
Rupert, at least you didn't have to run through woods when it had been raining the night before. That was hard.
True, but I did have to stand on a table for about an hour.
Mate, I climbed a tree. I was there for a good half an hour hanging out of a tree to get a shot.
Are we listening, siblings, at how indie circles get their stuff done?
No safety precautions whatsoever. Get up that tree and record, okay?
Did you at least hand them a sheet with the nearest hospital when they signed in, or no? Or
well, no, it was a thing to start with, and we got the shot, and we said a nice high up shot might look quite nice. So I ended up a tree, hanging halfway off of it by holding onto very thin branches with this camera, which wasn't safe.
No.
But if I'd have fallen, we'd have saved the camera. It was one of the main priorities, save the camera.
Your bones will heal. This I can't fix.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. The production levels on a shoot when the most important thing on that shoot is not any of the living humans, but the camera. Like, just do it. We can get another one of you, but we can't get
these cost money, you know.
Health and safety. Rupert in the kitchen with the knife. No, I'm not talking.
Oh yeah.
It was fine. I wouldn't have done it if it was sharp enough to.
I know, but it looks so. Oh, I remember watching it. The only time I'm ever going to stick my head into like a playthrough, and I told you, Darren, I can't.
Yes.
It's too weird and meta, and I'm like, I feel like I'm a teacher watching students watching me. It's so great. No, but you started scratching your head, and I thought,
I did too.
And you can hear it as well. You can hear it scraping.
Yes.
Okay,
so was that
sound effects? That was real.
I was just gonna say, so that was actually on his head. You didn't fold nothing.
Sweet Jesus! I messaged Rupert last night, going, "What? With the knife?" He's like, "It was blood." Damn.
You know.
Now we're starting to see here. I'm actually more impressed that you all made it today.
Going back, actually, Jordan got very, very poorly. Do you remember when we were filming in the woods when Dean finds? It took us hours. And afterwards, I mean, that was in the summer we shot that.
Yeah.
We got back home and we're relaxing. And all of a sudden, Jordan's
oh no.
Bites everywhere. He'd got insect bites everywhere, and he was swelling up.
That part of my arm swelled up like Popeye for like 2 weeks. It was
really art. The show must go on.
They were literally is what it was. It was like I say, what it was. Yeah, it was. I got bit everywhere, literally like bites on top of bites, and they did. My arms were swelling up, my shoulders were swelling, part of my neck swelled up. I think.
Yeah.
What type of fauna and flora do you have up in the world?
This must have been some form of new species that just knew filming there and thought, "Hey, look, there's
from Australia, just mutating like a hybrid." What?
Oh, maybe they were on lockdown all year too, and just.
You forgot to mention, Jordan, that your eye also got infected during that. It looked like Rocky Balboa by the end of the day.
Well, I could just do like the full 20 rounds with Mr. T or Drago and just fully got myself annihilated.
So that again, Rupert.
I'm starting to worry about this, but I didn't know any of this. Well, Bomb and
I didn't
know.
Don't worry, Rupert. I did all the things where you could have got bitten, eye infections. It's fine. I thought, let Rupert do the deaths.
I can see. Protect those two, Jordan, by the way.
Jordan, go do this. Not a problem. While we're filming in them nettles. Yeah, I'll go in there.
I've never done it again.
Artistic human shield. Bless you, Jordan, going into the trenches, being the foot soldier.
You're very welcome. It's what I'm here for.
I was going to say, I applaud the finished product. So it was all, hopefully you look back on it with fond memories now because it worked out well.
Just remember scratching just layers of skin off. That's what I can remember. Just, yeah.
I love you, Jordan. I'm so sorry.
End of the day, but the finished project looks amazing. That's the main thing. Doesn't matter what happens. I'm still here. I'm still breathing. But the finished product looks amazing.
Still has one shoe.
Yeah. Only one shoe? What?
Yes.
Did you lose a shoe too?
No.
Do we need to start a GoFundMe for Jordan here?
No. Julian played the homeless man as well. Jordan played the homeless man as well. Yeah.
All right. Well, how many of you here are actually gamers? I know Rupert and Anarosa, I guess, started trying to since they started, being installed.
I don't game a lot. I do game a little when I get a bit of time.
I just like my adventure games, point and click FMVs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a gamer.
Have you started playing any games? Because I haven't played any games. We did a competition about 1 million years ago, gave up after 8 minutes. And because it was on the old iPad too, it hasn't updated. So that's died.
You've actually received a Steam key. Pella has. Yes.
Yeah, no, my other half has the Steam key. So I will sit in and watch him play while I sit beside him. It'll all very meta, and then I'll just get weirded out again. Just run outside, probably. I'll just be just remove myself.
I think that's what's lovely about doing like a full motion video game, or in this more of like an interactive movie. You can sit side by side and enjoy it
because
as the viewer, you're just watching a really good movie. That could go either way.
The amount of times when I try, yourself in the acting biz, you go to auditions and they're like, so what are you doing? They don't speak like that in Spain. I'd be like, what do you mean? Why are you talking like some 1940? What are you doing? Tell us more.
What's going on with you today, sweetie?
Exactly. So they'll say, and what's your last project? And you'll go, no, so I do video games, but and now actually I've started saying interactive movies because I think people process better. But I'd say no, I'm in a video game, but it's shot like a film. So they're like, so are you pixelated? I'm like, no, I'm not pixelated. I've just said it's a video game, like a movie. Oh, so do you just do the voices? No, I don't. Can we listen?
I've had exactly this conversation with people so many times. Yeah.
And people are like, but how do you mean it's a video game? And you're just like, do you know what? It's a film.
I tried explaining it to my old man. He just hasn't got a clue.
I mean, I might as well be going, here's the Da Vinci Code, Pythagoras theorem, go for it.
Right. That's interesting. You would think that a Netflix at least helped out the whole idea of interactive movie.
Yeah.
The best way to explain it is to say, do you remember the Choose Your Own Adventure books from the early 80s? And if they're old enough to, they go, oh, it's like that. And I go, yeah, but a film. And then all the time they go, oh, that's interesting.
That's
and
good.
I go, yeah, I know. And then, and that, because they were mainstream. Everyone did them. If you're a kid in the
that's true, yeah.
In England, certainly. And that is basically what we're doing here. I always say, there's a binary go left, go right things, but on film. And then people get it. Then people understand it.
Absolutely, yeah. Because if you say
unless they're too young to have read those books, in which case I discard them anyway.
There was a slight bit of Gideon coming into Rupert. Just a slight. Saw it in his eyes.
I just have an image of Rupert of London hitting people with a Choose Your Own Adventure book if they don't have the right.
Well, now we have to turn it into now kids. Back in the day before the internet, we had to read.
Ask your granddad,
So I got to ask, just kind of listening to talk about FMVs with such love, and you all seem to have kind of gotten this, I don't know, corner carved out for yourself. Is this like a goal going forward? Like you'd love to see a resurgence in FMVs and kind of stick in that lane?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think there's already been a resurgence in FMV, really. It's,
right.
And I will put it down to contradiction.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, sorry. Go on, Rupert. Go on.
The way I look at it is that, you know, as creatives, you're incredibly lucky if you've actually got an active market there saying, we want your stuff. And we have. To our astonishment and gratitude. You know, you see Twitter, so many people saying, we'll buy anything that you guys are in. Bomb and I, and Dark Side's going down really well. You know, we've actually got people saying, please make stuff for us, we will buy it. And that's gold to a creative. You don't get that. We're so lucky. And so I'm very much going, okay, I'm going to do what people would like me to do. That's a good idea.
Oh, yeah.
And you can still have a variety of characters within that medium.
Yeah. Oh, look, I mean, in Dark Code, I'm playing a secret agent, and the thing after that, I'm playing Alien, who's a secret agent.
Really good.
You know.
Rupert has he's really brought a different color or flavor.
Yeah, boy.
To Dark Code. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but you're very good in it.
Oh, thank you.
I can't wait to see more of this, of course, and swipe you up. I mean, am I making money off of Dark Code, Rupert?
You know, I think at some point we're going to have to discuss an FMV that actually just stars my bottom.
You know what? I think it would sell.
The choices, I admit, are quite limited, you know, left or right, but hey. At least
which one's better for the camera?
And thank you. I'm here all fucking year.
No, that's great. And I'll just have to say, even with like the Dark Side of the Moon kind of coming back there, like when I was playing through it, as someone who's been in love with FMVs forever, and I know I was having this conversation with Darren, like the throwback, like I just had such nostalgia playing through this one, having played the 90s FMVs where I could feel the style and the choices, even in how you idled before you made choices, like just little things like that. I'm sure that had to be in your head a little bit when you were making stylistic choices.
Yeah, it was. It's strange because I always say my inspiration, my very first FMV that I really fell in love with, and it's often when I say this, people used to say, "Really?" You know, but I love this. Phantasmagoria 2. Yeah. Go on, get it out of your system. Shout!
I can't judge you because I actually liked it too.
I have no idea what it is.
Yeah, there was. I just remember playing that and thinking, there is something about this I love. The cheese, the over the top, the ridiculous audacity of it all. You know, and I think that's because obviously Darkseid is ridiculous. The story, you know, the overall how it goes from one spot to another, it's so far fetched. But I think that's the fun of it, you know.
That's what I've seen of people playing through. That's really responded to the whole kind of sense of, oh shit, what's happened now?
What the. Okay, I'm hooked. Carry on. You know,
right.
The idea,
I was about to say a thing there, but I think I'm obviously not giving any plot details away. But you know, the big halfway point that was fun to watch. Claire,
the garden.
What the hell? Yeah, that's exactly. You know, that's really invested. Really enjoying it.
That was it. You know, I've been watching some of the Twitch playthroughs now, and it's always the same point. The garden discovery.
Yeah, that bit.
That's what, you know. Everybody's. What? And that's when it shifts gears. You know, it's.
I was sitting commenting on Claire's stream because you know it seemed like a good idea, kind of like almost a non-director's commentary. I called it.
Yeah.
And I kept going, oh, it's going to kick off now. Oh, you wait. Yeah. We're off to the moon. And everyone is really getting behind all that freewheel. It's got a wonderful freewheeling quality of you like, well, hey, you know. And I think
with this, hey,
very well. I think people respond to that. I do. I really, you know what I'm like about watching myself and stuff. I kind of forgot that watching the Claire's playthrough. I kind of just started enjoying it and getting into the story. And,
there you go.
I was gripped watching I don't know what's our spoilers or not, but there's a scene between you and Gideon, and I swear to God, that's when I stuck my head in for that playthrough, and before I squirmed out.
Oh, in the kitchen, the knife scene.
Yes, it sounds like Cluedo, isn't it? In the kitchen with the knife.
It's the knife.
No, I'm not exaggerating. I was like this. I was like this, and then I thought, and then I went to the gaming option. I thought, no, I want it to be a film.
I would like to see.
And then I don't care. Go back, go forward, press anything. I don't care. I want to see more. I swear. And all my friends the ones that aren't non-gamers and whose heads melt when you're like, it's a game, but it's not a game. They initially, I know, yeah. Initially, I'm still friends with them. Initially, when they saw, they're like, oh, when's this movie out? I'm like, not a movie. And then
I think that's the fault of the original trailer, though, because the first trailer, when you think about it, it just played like a film trailer.
Oh, sure.
There was no gameplay element, so it did confuse people. And I thought afterwards, perhaps should have put some gameplay in that first trailer, to be honest.
Darren, even after the gameplay elements, people were still like, is that a movie? And you're like, do you know what?
I
think it's now we've just realized if you know, you know.
Yeah.
Well, then we work our way backwards.
FMV, if you know, you know.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true.
And what a wonderful supporting community the FMV community is.
Right.
They're just fantastic.
Yeah.
Incredible.
They really are a good group.
You know,
it's strange. Again, it sounds tacky, cheap. Sorry, go on, Rupert.
No. I was just saying again, we're incredibly lucky there. You know.
Yeah.
And we know
it's strange because it feels like we're all part of. I know this is ultra cheesy. This is ultra cheesy.
Bring on the cheese, man.
Part of one huge family, you know, like they're involved with the process as well. It's very strange. It's surreal. It's weird.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's not a case of the sort of us and them that you get in movies and stuff like that.
No.
We're all in this together.
Yeah. And there is no fakery. There is no fakery. With the comments, the replies, everybody's honest and just having a laugh, having banter. Yeah. You know, it's great. It's great.
Enormously positive.
Which I really like. Yeah.
Right?
It's kind of been nice over the last year. I'm going to go and look at the FMV community and do this to a few people because that makes them happy. That makes me happy. And thank God that's there with Armageddon happening outside. You know, it's been a good thing to turn to and kind of go, oh no, there's still positivity in the world, you know.
Yeah.
All right, Darren, I've got a question for you about the story of this. You mentioned that Phantasmagoria was kind of an inspiration for FMVs on how you approached it. You said you're a big sci-fi buff. What what was the genesis of this story idea? Like, obviously you knew you wanted to do it as an FMV, right?
I did, yes. The strange thing is I wouldn't say I'm a massive sci-fi buff. That's the strange thing. Yeah, a lot of people, it's probably my fault for making a game that's very heavy in sci-fi. But it's the fascination with basically, this is going to sound cheesy again, the dark side of the moon. I've got a fascination with what is on the dark side of the moon.
Right.
You know, there are so many theories of hidden bases, aliens, etc. And that's the original genesis of it. You know, what would happen? Everybody's got an idea if it is true, what it could be, So
it's not just somewhere where you can pop off, you pop to the shops. It's not somewhere where you can just go and investigate for yourself, is it? It's all about not knowing.
But it's
It's
the mystery that's always key as well. Of what is this? Because the scene with I'm going to try and be spoiler free myself here just in case. With Dean and Alex, when a certain something happens. And a certain someone says something.
Oh, that's a great scene, that one.
Everybody says, oh, we're going to the moon. Everybody said the same thing. Every stream I have watched, they've said the same thing at the same time. And it's fantastic because everybody loves this silliness, Yeah.
And I think that's probably speaks truth to a lot of us, like, especially longtime FMV fans. We've learned to lean in. You have to, because if you played them, especially from the 90s, and you were steeped in realism, you were going to drive yourself crazy trying to make heads or tails of these stories.
It's clearly driven Rupert crazy because he's left.
That's true. He's just like, you know what?
Take it.
Well,
I do get that fascination of the unknown because I'm the same way. Like when they did, I'm going to even tell a good story thanks to Lace over here. Wherever I'm pointing.
I know, wherever we end up on the screen.
When the rover landed on Mars and they sent back all these pictures, I was fascinated. Not that I have this deep fascination with Mars, but this is unknown to us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
This is something we've never seen. We don't know anything about it. And now we get to see it. And then I thought after they'd sent all these pictures, I was getting excited because Lay sent me a link, says first audio from the moon. And I was like, oh yeah. And I click it. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down. And I got rickrolled.
Never gonna give
You
up.
Stephen,
Never gonna let you down. Yeah, I did.
That may be a great song, Lacey, but you don't need friends like that in your life, Stephen. Okay.
No, I was devastated because I got literally excited about the prospect of hearing noise from Mars. I didn't care if it was ambient or not. It was just I'm going to hear another planet. How cool is that?
Yeah.
Never gonna give you. I was like, you son of a.
Instead, you got the likes of Rick Astley.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, he probably would be the first song played on Mars.
You never know. You never know. So I guess I want to explore a little bit more of this FMV opportunities, because we mentioned that now you guys are kind of carving this corner out for yourself a little bit. Now you can take this opportunity and kind of create these stories, these ideas, concepts, and develop them for yourselves.
Yeah.
Do you have any that you're kind of thinking about? I mean, you don't have to go into great detail, but maybe a concept or maybe a time period, a genre maybe that you're thinking about, but you just haven't cracked the code that you'd really, really love to tackle?
Unrelated to the Dark Side franchise, no, not really. Not off the top of my head, really. Not that I can think. Although it has crossed my mind, and me and Jordan actually discussed this. I don't think a full-on comedy FMV has ever been made.
Yeah.
But the comedy is one of the trickiest things to do.
By dates or something, because every time
but I don't think it's full-on comedy though, is it? It's not.
Yeah, I mean, I've played that as well. I mean, it's definitely humorous.
Yeah,
but I don't know if it was meant to be a full-on like knee slapper or anything.
The idea of something in the vein of the Hangover films, that kind of humor, a bit raunchy, a bit just. But I don't know.
That's what I'm doing.
For what we was talking about, it could lead down a lot of other paths for what me and Darren were talking about. Could lead down a load of different scenarios, which meant it could just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that would be a challenge to tackle for sure.
Having to come up with all of the different reactions, and different ways to do a thing. I would imagine, especially as creatives, your biggest problem is paring all your ideas back.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
with interactive media, when writing it, I find it's very easy to go, off and spiral off and interact, and then suddenly you have to go, we've got to actually film all this.
Right.
It cost X number of pounds to do all, every single different. So you narrow the permutations down again, and you have to work within the boundaries of what's actually feasible to create. Because obviously, interactive media, you've got a good third again on top of what you'd normally shoot for a movie, and it's hard enough shooting a movie. So that's very much part of my thought process about it anyway. In terms of paring it down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is very hard work. It is. You'll be surprised. It's easy to make the mistake of thinking, "Hey, I'm going to make a game. This is no problem. Everybody else does it, so why can't I?"
Right.
And once the process starts, you start to realize, shit.
Yeah.
I have to make a game.
Yeah. And then, of course, when it comes to typical simple things like just simply testing the game, you've got to test it 1,000 times. Because of the different. Oh my God! Sleepless nights.
How many times did you test Dark Side? Because every time I message you, like, I'm killing bugs.
Leave me alone.
I was thinking, sleep. Forget about the bugs. We need you to be alive to finish it. How many times? Honestly, like, really, I know how long is a piece of string, but like 100, 200.
Oh, no, it was just a hell of a lot of times. And it did, I'll be honest, it did get to the point where it was every day, all day, where I would get to the point of completing the game, one of the runs, all the way through. Right, press play, new game. Back to the beginning to do different things and try and break it, which...
I was just about to mention one of them times I've phoned you and you've said, "So, what are you up to?" I am physically trying to break the game. I'm like,
we've discussed
what do you mean? As in, like, smashing the laptop to pieces? Well, what are we talking about now? I'm just trying to use this over there and do that over there, and as Alex puts it, use the sausage as a hammer. Just is trying everything to just destroy the game, and I thought, yep, I think Darren's lost it. The man needs sleep. He needs to eat, and he needs sleep.
Gamers will find it though. I understand. It's like you can play it a million times one way, and then all of a sudden we're like, hey, when I do this thing, and you're like, dang it, but I just did that 10 times. What do you mean when you did it, it did this? Yeah. That's usually my job. I've often said, because I have such horrible luck with tech, if it passes me, ship it. I mean, seriously, like if someone's going to find something that's broken or wrong with a thing, it'll be me just for existing around it. I won't have done anything else. Like, I don't understand. It's my lot in life, but.
Lacey, I sent you a copy now. It must have been, 3 months ago or so now?
I was trying to remember. I don't know if it's been that long, but yeah, it's a couple months.
Around about that time, but it's that version I sent you. It's completely different now. It's so out of date. I look at that now and I think, how the hell did she manage to complete the game with the amount of bugs that were in that version?
I'm awesome.
I just winged it and it worked.
Yeah, I mean, it did work. Yeah, I mean, I did, of course, have to slide into the DMs and be like, I'm sorry, I don't know if this is right. And he'd be like, dang it. And then, he's like, hold on, I'm uploading, and so then I would wait. But I totally fair. It was early. I was told that. I understand this. I've tested games. I get it. Like, I wasn't upset, but I started getting nervous. So I'm like, dang it, it's breaking on me again. Here comes my curse. I don't,
You'll know yourself then, Lacey, that no matter how many times you test a game, there will always be somebody who will find something.
Yeah.
True.
And it happened, dare I say it happened on the first actual Twitch stream of Darkside that went out.
Yes, it did.
But luckily, it didn't ruin the enjoyment of my heart. It was in my ass.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet.
I was, oh my God. Right, straight back to it. Fix this, upload. Yeah.
I don't think I could ever be a video game designer because I would drive myself mad.
That is what's happening, Stephen.
Yeah, I mean,
I am complete novice to this, and there's obviously a high level of ignorance. But like, what is the thing that goes wrong? I mean, I don't understand. What is it? Is it just the tech? Is it just the constant
programming? It's the back end assembly of it all.
Yeah, it could be anything really. It could be anything like using an inventory item when you shouldn't be able to use it, and things, like using the phone on the moon and things like that. Yeah.
I mean, you would find a couple of tech issues. I don't know if Vodafone get out there, but yeah.
Well, I guess the nice thing about it is it would blend in nicely with the story, right? So if there was a bug, it's just keep watching the skies. I don't know, like just easily play it off and or maybe that's what I would do, and it's not good advice.
I think it's good advice.
I think it's sage, yeah.
Excellent. Well, then I've seen everything has been coming out so lovely about the game this weekend. I know you guys have been popping in on your favorite live stream ones. Have you popped in on one now that's just completely, I don't know, I give up, and you just seen them rage?
Not yet, no.
I have been on one, and it was very struggling.
But
then again, it was like 8 beers in. So it was kind of like, well, I don't understand this. I just don't know what I need to do. And they were like talking to people in chat, and he was saying, "Oh, well, I'm 8 in so far." And I thought that's probably why you can't realize what you're doing, because it's in front of you and it's there, but your eyes and your mind's kind of not working together as they should be.
Here.
So I did jump in and help him out a little bit, and they were like, "Oh, that's how you do it." And I thought,
yeah.
I would watch him a little bit longer just to see how far this goes.
You could have been cruel. Just be like, no.
Yeah. Is there any chance you can help me out a little bit? And the thought was there just to go, no.
I could.
Because this is comedy gold, what I'm watching. This is brilliant.
Oh, yeah. Let it go on for a little bit at least.
Yeah. And then I did help him out, and yeah, and he managed to get through it, but at the end of it, he absolutely just praised it to heaven.
Can we mention Limmy's going to play it, isn't he, on Tuesday? Limmy. I've only
heard something about it.
Limmy, but I don't really like. I don't follow him or anything apart from the 500,000 people that do follow him. But I believe that,
Yeah.
I know he's got quite a niche sort of market angle. So I'll be honest, I'm very nervous now. If it's, I don't even go into read comments. It's like
That's
saying,
probably a good idea.
well, it's like, let's say, it's like saying this: do you want to walk on glass? No,
Right.
but like it might not hurt, but it probably will. Yeah, but you have well, I've cut myself before and it wasn't nice, but it could feel like marshmallow.
I feel like the general rule is like an hour after a first post, just don't venture it anymore.
Mankind has invented the shoe, you know. I'm just saying.
Just like we've given us options.
I'm still looking for that shoe.
Lost it in the tree.
More than likely.
With comments, yeah, you're grand, and particularly with a playthrough and people talking at the same time and commentating. I've got a fragile ego. I'll just, I accept feedback constructively when it's written on a piece of paper or in black and white. Not hearing it.
Sure.
I'm a human too. So I'll just stay away from that side of the internet and
This
stay.
is one reason why I went on Claire's stream. Claire's a mate. I knew I was safe.
I remember Darren saying to me, he said, you probably will get like criticism and things like that, but I'm no FMV actor. That's not like the thing I want to do. It's not my profession to go and be an actor. So I'm not the best. I might not be the worst, but it is what it is.
I honestly think for the genre and feel though, like I think that was like my only concern too, but I come from the old school FMV. So I was like, I turn off that part of my brain and lean into it because that's how it's fun. And then sometimes I worry we've entered the day and age where everybody's like, no, that's not real. I can't believe that. And I'm like, just
let's say everyone's like, no, cancelled.
Like, you just gotta lead into it. Like, this is the story we have here. This happens in their world. Let's go with it. Let's have fun,
It's not real. I'm really upset. Who'd you say that about? I'm upset for them.
And the person that it was about's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
What does Alex have against tea bags? I'm offended. Yeah.
Great.
Well, then tell them to go play Phantasmagoria too. Let's see how that works out for you these days.
Yeah.
I'll probably have the Society of Bulbous now probably contact me for
Bulbous.
Bulbous.
Oh. It took me a second. I'm like, what are you talking about?
The Bulbi Society will be like, what do you mean you felt bulbous? What do you have against cats? Why do you hate cats? Yeah.
Oh, that's true. I feel like even when I had you on the cast last time, we had some people asking why in the world you hated cats.
Oh God, yeah. Do you know what? I was more, we were in pure lockdown, so I was probably more heightened with my emotions. But now, yeah, I don't like cats. Yada yada.
And that's fair. That's fair. Even though this is going on the internet and cats win it, you got it, not me. Just putting that out there. That's your own there.
Comments. It's okay. It's okay. I'll just live in my bubble of happiness and where everything is okay and people are lovely to each other and we can walk around with our full faces showing. Oh, that's fine.
That's fine. We're getting there. Excellent. Oh my gosh. So, Stephen, what you thinking?
Well, I was just gonna kind of say in regards to criticism, I'm kind of the same way. I understand where you guys are coming from. Just you want to hear it. Like I remember when I first started doing content, I couldn't take it. Like the very first moment I got some negative comments, I was just like, well, what did I do wrong? What did I do? Like I did something. And it's not about what I did. It's about how you're perceiving it. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So how we kind of navigate that, I think a lot of people just want to complain and bitch about something simply because they're not there. Like I had, what was it, Lacey, you were kind of there when I announced I'd been doing this series back in 2017 and I was proud of it. Like this was the biggest thing I'd ever done. And I was just so ready to get it out in the world. And I was proud of this work because I had spent so much time and my mental state was gone. And then the first comment is this douche nozzle on her stream just commented on it. And it just hit me the wrong way. And I had to get over that.
Yeah.
Because he was just knocking it down for nothing. So
people, I think, find it funny.
Yeah.
Like it's their comedy.
Certain people are always looking for that 15 minutes of fame.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
As long as they can put their point across, they're happy. But you can't let it obviously go straight to you because you've done nothing wrong. You did what you had to do,
right?
And that's how it came out.
And I think that's a lot of things that people need to know. When you criticize something, people need to think about their criticism. Don't just hate it just to hate it. There are a lot of things that I watch people destroy and deconstruct that I can look at and say, no, there's something positive here. There's something really good here if you give it a chance.
Yeah.
And just don't hate it just to hate it.
Yeah.
So the hell with all those criticisms. Don't worry.
Right?
Well,
Thank you, Stephen.
Yeah.
No, Steve, I agree with you.
As well, they're all like criticizing something. But it's kind of like, well, go out and do it yourself. You go out, buy
right.
You go and create anything or a movie or something. And you tell me exactly. But if I came onto your stream and said the same, you'd be exactly in the same boat I am.
Right.
A great answer.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I think it's just nowadays. I mean, I'm an actor. I live by rejection and no's and constructive criticism, and feedback, and that's absolutely fine. And you read reviews about yourself, that's absolutely fine. Obviously, there's always that part of you, that the part of the ego that gets kind of dented, and you go, but that's cool. You can read through it. The situation is that our brains aren't programmed to receive 50 or 100.
Right, just get barraged with it. Yeah.
At once. We're not, I mean, we're only really programmed to deal with in tribes of like 50 to 100 max. I mean, all this is completely way out of what our Neanderthal-like type brains are still at today. So the fact is, criticism and constructive feedback, absolutely, by all means. Right. But I have to learn to navigate. Do I want to walk into that lion's den right now and potentially 50 or 100 really not even horrible, nasty comments, but it all adds up emotionally and physically.
It does.
Or can I just wait to see a few reviews and maybe just get feedback from adequate sources? Because I mean, that's shit. That would sting. And if you see that constantly, like, what the fuck? It's no, right? Because I wouldn't want that in real life. I mean, if I want feedback, I'll ask for it, but constructive.
Constructive, exactly.
And we don't have that anymore. We've just lost that, and people just want to be nasty for just to be nasty because they know it's not healthy. You can't have an opinion by all means, but just constructive, productively, and not in a nasty way. Because I mean, it
honestly takes no effort to be nice.
It's a shame.
No effort at all to be.
So there, I'm off my soapbox now. Sorry, Stephen.
No, you're fine. No, you're fine. I want to hear it all.
Those dulcet tones of yours, they just got me all reveled up again. Sorry.
Oh,
well, at least take solace in the fact everything that I've so far have seen about Dark Side of the Moon has been very positive. I've been very much enjoying reading through Twitter the last couple of days, and names I've never even seen coming into the fold.
Pages have never gone off as much, but going back quickly, sorry, before we move on to the next bit.
No, go ahead.
What Anarosa was just saying then. One of the Twitch streams I watched, somebody was playing through it. And from beginning to end, and I sat watching it thinking, please be no bugs. And they played through, and all the way through, there was this certain person, negative all the way through, ripping it to shreds all the way through. The end credits started to roll, and this person put, to be honest, that was fucking fantastic.
Yeah. I think that's the one I was watching. I was in the same one.
You were there. Yes.
I thought I was, I do remember that. Yeah.
Why be so, like Anarosa says, it's just to be nasty for the sake of it.
Right.
It's that 15 minutes of fame again. They've had the fame, now it's ended. It was actually really good. Well, what was the point in all that before? You could have just kept that to yourself, waited till the end and put, really good.
But it was just a joke.
Oh, yeah, that garbage.
I hate that. Oh, it was just a joke. Well, it's not a joke, though, is it? It's not a joke.
It's clear.
The people who have been in it and who've created it, it's not a joke to them.
Look how wound up Jordan's getting. It's not a joke.
I know. I think like all of us have been in the camera or that thing. You can tell we're all getting.
I hate things like that. Oh, it was just a joke. It's not a joke.
I hear you. No, I feel you. That's just their way of trying to make it. Why are you getting so mad about what I said? Like pushing it off on you. It's like because you said mean things.
Because I act like this all the time. Do you? Then stay in your house.
You can tell we're a room of creatives. Right. We're all ramped up about this.
But we do love you, siblings. Don't get too upset. We do love you.
We can take criticism as long as it's good.
Right. As long as you're saying nice things.
And you know, I've actually on this show, I have demanded criticism. I was like, you know what? If you got something to say, let's bring it on, because sometimes we don't even hear anything, and it's just like, I want to hear something. If you just want to tear this show to shreds, by all means, come on. Let me at least hear something.
Right. Yeah, but can you imagine saying that to someone, saying, okay, come and bring the criticism over, and say, right, okay, I'm now going to do a Zoom meeting with you, and now you can say it to my face. They'd be like, no.
Exactly.
Not what I agree to.
No, I can't. I've got to wash my cat. You know what I mean?
Cat or car?
But that also points out why criticism is so high strung now, and we hear it so often, is because everyone can hide behind their phone. So they don't have to face you. They don't have to worry about what you're going to say.
Yeah.
The egg avatars on Twitter. Put your picture on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Those day one throwaway accounts so they can say whatever they want.
Anonymous ones.
Following 0 people.
Yeah, like bird star 0012698745. You know, you're like, oh, okay. Yeah.
There's like
I know you.
Mark on like a whole bunch of numbers. You're like, you're just a meanie. You're a meanie. Mean person.
Overall, though, like you were saying, Lacey, overall it has been received
really
very positively. Yeah. And I'm
That's
sure we're all
delighted.
Good. We're all delighted.
That's got to feel great. That's got to feel great. So, I mean, I have to ask, since we know it's been a long journey, how are you feeling now, though, Darren? I know once you get your press out of the way, you'll probably.
That's it. Right now, my anxiety is through the roof. It is. Even having this, because everything's on my mind, still thinking, right, I've got to fix this little bug up tonight and get that up, especially before Limmy plays the bloody thing. Because knowing my luck, he will find it. So I've got that. So I've got there's the press stuff coming still to do. There's other stuff. It's just responding to people on Steam, responding to comments. I found this problem. Can you sorting the Kickstarter out? You know, the Kickstarter rewards. It's just all go. I'm literally, like I said earlier, I'm literally not sleeping.
I bet you're so busy. Yeah.
I've had about a total of 10 hours sleep over the past 3 days. That's all. Yeah, it's no good. It's not healthy.
Yeah, you're going to get the point where we're not going to hear from you for like a week solid, you know, and it's like, no. My 20-minute naps turned into like 7 days worth.
I remember Rupert, me and you had this conversation. Do you remember this conversation, Rupert, where we were talking, this seems like a lifetime ago now, but we're having a conversation of how are you going to feel when Darkseid's actually released, Darren? I don't know. Rupert's suggestion was to just go and hide in a cave or hibernate for a couple of months, you know, which I am considering doing very soon. So,
well, definitely make sure you take a break before your next creative endeavor. Yeah. Give yourself that time to recharge those batteries for sure.
I'm running on fumes.
Right. Well, I know we've hit about that hour. I want to be respectful of everyone's time. I don't know if Stephen had anything else that he'd like to pry into the good minds of.
I think we've hit a lot, and if I wanted to go in deeper, I mean, we'd start just digging into the same.
I could talk to you guys all day.
Oh yeah, for sure. You guys are a lovely bunch.
I absolutely. You two aren't pretty bad yourselves.
Well, I appreciate that.
Thank you. All right. Well, I'm just going to put it out there. I love the game. It's fantastic. We did not brag about the score nearly as much as we said we were going to. We do have to mention this right here because that really nailed the feel. It's just, I can't even say enough how much it nailed it. Like, how did you find this amazing human to do this for you, Darren?
Right. You won't believe this. Adam Press, I actually went to high school with.
Oh, yeah.
We lost touch. I mean, we were friends at high school, but, you know, not best of buddies, but friendly enough, we'd chat. And yeah, we'd followed each other on Facebook, and he'd been seeing the progress and updates of Darkseid. And he just contacted me and said, have you got a score? Have you got a composer for this? Mm-hmm. No, because the budget was next to non-existent. I just said, we'll just be using commercial-free music, whatever we could find, you know, at this point, which would have been a disaster. If he hadn't said, I'll do it, to which I replied, we really can't afford to pay a composer to do this, you know, and we had a conversation, we've come to an arrangement. But he has worked on this every day up until release. In fact, interesting fact, this one is, This is crazy. This is what caused the anxiety as well.
Oh, no.
15 minutes before release, 12 p.m. on Friday, before it went live, there was a issue with some of the music in the game, which I had missed on multiple testing. And he messaged me with 15 minutes to go. Darren, one of the tracks is top.
Ooh.
What? He goes, yeah, go to this. So I tested it.
Yeah.
So I'm quickly rushing around. It literally got fixed about 4 or 5 minutes before it went live. Yeah.
Wow.
I think that's when me and you were on the phone, and the panic in Darren's face was unbelievable.
Oh, I bet.
Okay, I'll hang the phone up now. I will ring you back at about 12:30.
I've got to go.
Yeah, all right.
Oh, man. So he really came in clutch there at the end, too.
Yeah, but
big hail to Mr. Adam Press.
Exactly, going back to his music. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal is not a word. It is phenomenal. It is fantastic. It elevates every scene it's used in. It elevates it. It's tenfold. It's just, and it was difficult to actually say to him the most time because of lockdown. We couldn't meet up in person.
Right.
You know, we just have to talk through the internet. And it was a case of him having the video sent over. Composed to them, and I'd give him some, ideas. And sometimes I would lay over some temp music borrowed from wherever. Just say, look, this is the feel and vibe. If you can capture this kind of thing, he'd do something totally different, but still manage to capture exactly what I wanted. And he got it right pretty much first time, apart from a couple of times.
Oh wow!
Like Jesus Christ, Adam, how?
Yeah, I remember when you got the credit music.
The end credits.
Darren put it in, and I saw that he said, "I remember you sending me the clip of it," and I thought, he must have changed the writing, or he's changed something. Then obviously it started, and I'm like, oh, that's new. And then it got further down, and then this air guitar comes in out of nowhere, and like, oh, wow, just wow! I think
I did give you chills.
50 times.
I think it works because it adds the game, because the game itself is over the top. And the music is ridiculously over the top as well, and brash and loud and fanfare, and it matches the game. So I think it works. It just works.
Big round of applause to Mr. Adam Press.
I mean, seriously, it really is fantastic. And because that was one of the things I wanted to know is if he was even a fan of FMVs or if he's just so freaking talented to look at a thing and just nail it.
Yes, he does like his old point and click games, the Monkey Islands and Broken Swords and things. He loves. He does, yeah.
Yeah.
He's just a god of music.
Well, hats off, man, because like that, it really. Well done, Darren, I have to say, and all of you. I think the release seemed to go well. You got fantastic cast, fantastic score. Great story. It seems to be going well. I'm super excited for you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much as well for all your constant support, really.
Yeah. And of course you are in the game.
That's true.
I told her.
Did you forget?
I told her
I just wasn't going to say anything. It's about you guys today. It's not about me.
I told her we missed a solid opportunity. I should have been her radio co-host. I was just like,
yeah.
He's got to start listening to me when I tell him.
I know.
About stuff
She told me. She warned me. So I keep warning.
Send in something, man.
Well, if there is more to come, you never know. Darren might write it down. You never know. There could always be a.
That's true. I mean, it's probably, I wish I could say I'm completely altruistic. I'm just working my way in somewhere where someone will just put me in one. I've got a couple of voiceover now. I think the next thing is just to be like the person killed. So I don't really have any lines. You just see the dead body and then I'm allowed lines. Maybe. I don't know. Is that the order? You're the pros on FMVs. I don't know. But excellent. Well, Jordan, anything you want to pitch? Where can we find you? You want people following you? What's up?
And well, to be fair, I mean, I don't really understand Twitter. It's like very new to me. Very, very new to me is Twitter. Mostly, I just sit at work and kind of stay in the shadows like I did in Darkside. I stay in the shadows a hell of a lot. But one thing I would like to say, if people that are watching, please go follow Darren, Rupert, and Anarosa and the people who are actually doing it, because seeing them hit more people, especially Darren, with what everything he's gone through. I mean, I've seen him going from his highest point to his lowest points and everything else. We've been family. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I've seen him go in them points, and it's absolutely crazy. So please go send love to everybody else. Please send love to him. I don't do Twitter. It confuses me so much.
I don't know that I quite understand it all myself.
That doesn't happen. But if you'd like to see some things that I do for, and I've got my business Instagram page, which is Venomous Vapes Online, if you want to check that out.
Nice.
Little plug for my business there. I hope you don't mind.
No, please.
Plug
That's why
away.
we gave you the floor.
And if you'd like to go onto Facebook, it's also Venomous Vapes on there as well. Just go on. I do a lot of e-cigarette stuff. That's my job. That's what I do. I do live videos every week. I try. I've got a YouTube channel doing them, which is Venomous Vapes Online again. So please go check them out.
So there you go. There's stuff to follow and support.
What's the company called? What's the company called again, Jordan?
Venomous Vapes.
Venomous Vapes.
Just to put it out there. You can find it on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook.
Reddit.
I don't have a Twitter one because it just confuses me.
Twitter's the Wild West of the internet.
Darren puts something on, you click on it, and it brings something else up, like a comment. It's like, no, what? That's not what he put. I don't know.
It took me a year to understand what a hashtag was.
That's what I mean. I keep going to Darren. Darren, what's this mean? Oh, it's just that. Yep. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
I've learned to just say that. That's how it is. Excellent. Well, Anarosa, what you got?
Guys. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Excellent.
I've got nothing to bro. Actually, you've got Facebook, YouTube. Just the shadow. Oh, but don't forget, there's this and that. I don't do Twitter, but I do everything.
Well, yes, but I didn't know that I could promote my business out like that, but now I can. I can just ramble on about it. I can show you stock. I can show you everything. I can show you products if you need.
Start turning into like a little infomercial for Venomous Vapes here.
It's the commercial break, the 5-minute commercial break.
There you go. Brought to you by. We'll discuss later the ad royalties. Oh, but excellent. Yeah, Anarosa, anything you want to plug or tell us to follow you where? Or?
If you just type in Spanish Irish chick, you'll find all my stuff on my Instagram. If you want to learn about Ireland and speak Spanish, then you can log on to tvcat.com. Every second week on a Monday morning, you can hear me talk about Ireland in Spanish. It's quite a niche little gig that I got going on. And yeah, I'm on Twitter. Please be nice, because the Twitter is the Wild West.
Right?
And if you really have a really horrible comment to make, I'll set up a P.O. box so you can actually go out of your way, think about what you want to say. And if you get bored by the time you get to buy the stamp, then it's okay.
That's true. We need to make it have more effort, right?
Yeah, I've actually always thought about that. Like, if there was ever a level in my career where it was just a lot of people, I would just cut all social media and just provide a P.O. box. So if you really, really had something to say, and if you really wanted to go out, buy a stamp, no, actually go out, put your hand gel on, wear a mask, make sure that the mask is still off.
You got all those layers now. Yep.
For 5 hours because there's a massive queue because of social distancing. Then have to go and buy your envelope. You'll have another queue for that. Then after all that, if you still want to leave a comment,
then I will read it.
Sorry, I'd just like to say I don't speak Spanish, but even I've tuned into watching some of them things you've done.
She's an entertaining lot. I've watched some of her Spanish clips she's done too. I don't know what she's saying, but it's just like it's.
Yeah, I don't know what she's saying, but I have worked with that woman, so that's enough for me. Is that?
Thank you.
It's like I said before. I watched you one, and it was like butter. Just listening to you talk was like butter.
Oh, Stephen, I see the player. There'll be another hand like pushing that window.
No, have they come back? I don't know.
I've actually really got to go. I'm sorry.
But all right.
I've actually.
Sorry, Rupert.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was just about to get to you. So follow Rupert, of course, as well.
Then I'll just do my bit and go.
Go ahead. No, please. What you got?
And that's it, because I keep it simple. And I'm going to promote Dark Code, which is the next game coming out within months. Yeah,
nice.
I'm going to exit.
Brilliant.
Take care.
All right. Sorry. Well, thank you so much, Rupert. He's got so much press to go. It's blessed for his time, but I'm very, very happy that you had some time for us today. I'm so excited. So
pleasure, always a pleasure. Nice to see you all.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. let you go. And then, of course, rounding off the cast, Darren, what you got for us as we're heading in? I know, follow the game.
Absolutely nothing. Now, we have, you follow me on Twitter at Tayana Studios and Instagram at Tayana Studios _UK. They're the main two.
Perfect.
And all links will be in the description, people. So if you want to find him, ease of access.
Yeah, excellent.
All right. Thank you again so much for your time, guys. And I would say, I guess that's our show. It's our show today, everybody. So we're just going to rattle off a few things for the siblings here and then cut you all free. So as everyone knows who's listening, you can hit us up sometime on Twitter at Super Mega Crash. Send an email over to supermegacrash@gmail.com. You can also go to Instagram, view the weekly icon art that Stephen puts all of his time and love into. You can support the show by liking and leaving reviews on your preferred platform. And you can even go to patreon.com/pencil and paper productions to support the show. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell anyone you know. You can find the Pencil and Paper Podcast Network or just search Super Mega Crash Brothers Turbo on Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Amazon Music, and even youtube.com/Pencil and Paper Productions. Thank you so much for listening. I'm Lacey Finley.
I am Stephen White.
And we'll see you next time, Super Mega Crash siblings. But until then,
game on.